What's up, everybody? What's good? How everybody feeling today? What's good, man? This Trey coming through with another video again. I feel like this would be the perfect time, talk to you guys. I've been meaning to make this video for a little while. I don't know what I'm gonna title it, but I know what it's gonna be about. This video is gonna be a little story time about me graduating from high school, 2015 to be exact. Let's get on with the video. I have very good memory. I remember, stuff very well. I remember my high school years very well too. Basically, to start the video off, I went to school. I started my ninth grade year. When I got to 10th grade, basically everything was going somewhat halfway decent until like my sophomore year in high school. The second semester, to be exact. When the second semester happens around January, right? I think. Anyways, my sophomore year of high school. I think I talked about this about me dropping out or getting ready to drop out of school, or me just not caring about school. But anyway, let's get to the point. So my sophomore year of high school, I was having home troubles. As far as meaning like I said, I come from, I didn't have a lot of money, come from family that, being in poverty and shit like that. But, I mean, my life, I felt like my life wasn't, I felt like I wasn't going to go too far in life, really. I felt like it was no hope for me. And so when they got the second semester of my sophomore year in high school, around January, after Christmas, basically in my sophomore year after Christmas break, I stopped giving a fuck. It got so bad to the point where I would skip certain classes. And I started getting put out of class. I started sleeping in class more. I was failing, so I just didn't care no more. I just felt like it wasn't I mean, I can't really, have any, nice clothes and shoes to wear to school like that. And I didn't have a girlfriend. I was failing, I was failing all my classes. So I just felt like, at the time, I felt like fuck school, basically. So I was failing anyway. So I stopped caring and I started failing even more. So I basically, for the first time in my life, I got left back. And I got sent to, my mama, she sent me to this it was like an all boys school. It was a private school in a bad neighborhood. It was a fucked up school, basically. Children that got put out of school, but she sent me there. She sent me there. They didn't have to, their schoolwork was kind of different, so I guess she felt like I could have, passed more. I had a better chance at passing. But shit, man, it got to the point when I went over there, man, and, I had some bad experiences with that school. And all type of stuff was happening in that school. And, I felt like, my mama didn't really care too much about me. I felt like I had to basically, by me being 16, 17 at that time, I felt like I had to, go find me, a little part-time job or something and, put some, I guess buy food. I don't think my mama didn't give a fuck about me at the time. So basically, I don't know, man. I stopped going to school. I stopped going to school. I dropped out for a month. Everybody was on my ass about it, So I went back to school, and then the school year ended, and I basically got the progress report that came, the report card that came in the mail that summer, basically saying I failed again. So I got left back again Shit. But the way they put it, the school, had shut down at the time. So I don't know if they didn't put an address or didn't put like the right grades that they were supposed to put in the report card, but something wasn't right. But they couldn't necessarily contact the school. So okay. So when my senior year came, and on the first day of school, I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna get left back or not. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna do it? But they couldn't really. Like I said, they counted my report card. They fucked it up some kind of way. They didn't put all the information that they were supposed to put, or I don't know. You couldn't contact them because, like I said, the school shut down. So shit. At the time, the school had a different way. So they had this thing where I went to like learn a program to learn a trade. And then I just go to like 2 or 3 classes after I learn. So like, let's say if I go to elementary school while I'm in high school and work in the cafeteria for like 2 hours or so, I have some experience when I get out of school and say, look, like say if I want to go to a restaurant and be a cook, well, I have, experience to be a cook. And then, by me being working in the elementary or middle school cafeteria, as a senior in high school. So I have experience with that, so I could kind of get a trade or learn a trade some kind of way, and then pass those 2 or 3 classes, and graduate high school. Or I could either get left back for the second time. That was my with the picks I had. So I chose the other one. So that worked out, and so shit. What else happened? Shit. I couldn't really go to college, because of my financial reasons. Like I said, I don't come from a family that got a lot of money anyway, so shit. Like and the diploma I had, I couldn't really go to college with it. It was like a performance type shit, performance diploma, high school diploma. So the school year ended. Graduated high school, class of 2015, and fucked up, man. I was supposed to go to, hold on, let me go to the graduation first. So my graduation came, my mama's side and my daddy's side. I invited them both. My mom and dad is sitting in the same room for the first time. Really like the second time since I was born, pretty much. You never see them in the same room together. It was always him coming by to get me, which was not often, but him coming to get me. And they'll say a couple words and then he'll just leave, But they was never like in the same, facility with each other. But they go to the graduation. I'm not feeling too good about it. At the time, I really wasn't excited about it. Walked across the stage. I don't recall hearing them screaming my name. I don't know if it's because there was so many people. But I later then find out that they were split apart. Like my mama's side and my daddy's side of the family, they wasn't together. Like they was all split apart. So they might have been saying my name, hollering my name across the stage. I just didn't hear them. This the part that hurt me the most, though. The part that hurt me the most is I wanted to do. See, this is how I know, like, I don't think my family don't fuck with me like that, or at least not as hard as my sister. So, my sister graduated 4 years prior, and I noticed that everybody was together and everybody was happy. You know what I mean? And they was just happy about the shit. And on my sister graduation, when she graduated 4 years prior to me, everybody was more, like I say, happy. So when we came, so on her graduation, when we came out of the arena where all the family members sitting at, it was hot, you know what I'm saying, in July, and we were standing out there for like 20 minutes or so, like, taking pictures, and everybody's, like making a big deal out of this shit, making a scene. And when my graduation came, it was just like maybe like 3 or 4 of my family members standing right there, and the rest of the family, they went to the restaurant to eat. And it's like, damn, like y'all couldn't, y'all did all this shit when my sister graduated. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made a, big deal. Y'all, that was the part I wanted to do the most, take pictures with my family members with my cap and gown on like they did with my sister. But they didn't do that with me. We get to the restaurant to eat. Nobody didn't tell me congratulations. I had one of my uncle tell me, like, nephew. He patted me on the back and said nephew and just kept walking. My other uncle didn't say shit. My father didn't say shit. Only person really was somewhat happy about the shit was my mama. I was the first male. I was the first man on my mama's side of the family to get a diploma. And I was the only grandchild on my daddy's side to get a diploma. But, with nobody, it was just like a regular day. If it wasn't for my cap and gown and my balloons, if you was a waiter or a waitress coming to serve me some food, you probably wouldn't even known it was my graduation. That's how nobody showed no enthusiasm when it was my time to graduate. But they had all this, like, I remember when we went to the restaurant when my sister graduated, everybody was, like I say, jumping around. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was happy. Everybody was reminiscing about what happened. Everybody kept talking about what happened. You heard about her graduation for like a week straight. Meanwhile, when I graduated, it wasn't nobody talking about it. Didn't nobody really didn't nobody give a fuck. When we got home, you might have heard it. You heard people mention it once or twice, but other than that, it was just like a regular day for the people. At least for my family members, I meant. Family members was, talking about me dropping out, but you ain't heard nobody saying shit about me graduating. They didn't even tell me congratulations or nothing. I didn't get no, I noticed everybody had my sister money and shit when she graduated, and I think only one person handed me like $20. His name we call, yeah, he a friend of the family. He a white boy. He gave me like $20. I think nobody else ain't gave me shit. Not saying I don't know. I don't think they really obligated, but I'm just saying, like, but my sister graduated a few years prior, and they gave her like, like her, what I'm saying, everybody was giving her money. It added up to damn near $200. She ended up taking that money and going to buy her a laptop with it at the time. I think the last thing I got to say is, though, I remember being at the arena after the fact that we walked across the stage and we was getting ready to say goodbye. Something told me, I don't know if it's because I was too lazy to charge my phone up, I was on it or what, but I remember us having our cell phones in our hand and recording us bouncing up in the air. And we were saying, like one person said, what it do? And everybody said 1-5, like 15, class of 15. It was like, what it do? 1-5, what it do? 1-5. We just kept repeating it, jumping up and down. A couple of people was, shedding tears, stuff like that, because nobody ain't gonna see each other. My phone was dead, so, I regret not charging it up the night before or being off it so it could charge the night before, because that was a good moment to record. I was unhappy, though. I knew, because at the time, even at 18, I knew that my life was gonna get kind of worse because it was already bad then. or fucked up then. So I know that by me being out of high school and being in you know, taking the world on as an adult, it wasn't gonna get any easier. It was gonna get rough and even more harder. It was a fucked up day though. That's for sure. I remember when I got in the car and Fetty Wap Trap Queen was playing. When I was on, like, the day of my graduation, we was going to the restaurant to eat. Trap Queen by Fetty Wap was playing. And then, see your pretty ass when that you came in the door. That's how he sound too. Yeah, graduation day probably was one of the worst days of my life. My life has been in shambles ever since. But then again, I can't remember a period of time in my life when my life wasn't in shambles. Anyways, I appreciate y'all listening. Thank you. Be safe. I love y'all. Bye-bye.